Would you be able to talk about grief? Following the recent breakup, I have been struggling to accept what has happened and can get trapped in anger and depression and thoughts about them. But I feel this is a defense to something deeper that I find it difficult to access. Thanks. Hey Ben, thanks for your question. Yeah, totally. It is something deeper. I mean, there's many reasons why the mind gets stuck on the relationship issue and the breakup. So like ultimately the suffering is losing who you are, like the belief that you are the character. But in the human level, we have so many bizarre games and rituals that we play with each other, and we're totally unconscious of them. I'm still unconscious of many of mine. Like I get surprised often by like unconscious dynamics happening in the Lisa character. And when you're in a relationship, it's kind of what we tend to do, all of us, everybody, even people that are super conscious, is we attract scenarios to us that are similar to childhood experiences. We're totally not conscious of that. So let me explain that. So say if you had like really dominant parents that told you a lot of what you should do in childhood, you could either become really dominant yourself or you become really submissive. And if you have become really dominant, then you're going to want to attract somebody that's submissive. And if you become really submissive, then you're going to want to attract someone that's really dominant. It's unlikely. This is really simplifies, but it's unlikely that two submissive people will be attracted together. So say if we go for the submissive one, if you're very submissive, what you'll feel attracted to, even though you won't be conscious of it, or maybe you are conscious of it, is somebody that's very firm in what they want and what they don't want. And to somebody that's quite submissive and maybe had dominant parents, you don't necessarily know what you want. So you then partner up with somebody that does know what they want. This is just a very fickle explanation of things. You can go into so much more depth. It's a very surface explanation. And so when we're in these relationships, it's like you think you're relating with someone for like 1 or 2 years, but actually the way in which we work is you're relating with your habit that's gone on for your whole life, and most probably previous lives as well. And you can look at previous lives as really that previous lives, or you can look at it as your genetic line, whichever you like. And so when you have breakups and when you have fallouts, it's like you're not just breaking up with 2 years, you're breaking up with your whole life. So what you're used to. And it's scary because breakup means like you're losing like that dynamic that you're used to interacting with. And also that interaction has hurt you many times in your life. Like having very dominant parents, say, and then becoming unsure of yourself and quite submissive. It's hurt you as in it's hindered you from being able to make very firm choices of your own. So you're kind of breaking up with your parents, with your past lives. Like that's the same for everybody. It's not just this one relationship that you're breaking up with. And so everything that you're feeling now is actually what you felt many times towards your parents, towards previous relationships. It's just accumulation of it. And that's why it's so deep and so intense. And then you've got the added level of believing that you and her are actually somebody's moving through time, and you've got this whole story that you've got together, and then believing that's who you are, and this feeling of being incomplete, and then completion will have been projected onto her or him. I'm sorry if I'm assuming that you're straight, Ben, and that Ben is a masculine name, male name. So I forgot what I said now. So you've got all these different dynamics playing out. I'm sorry, I forgot my line there. So basically what I'm saying is, oh yeah, you're projecting onto them the completion as well. So also falling in love is also one of the human's biggest desires, is the idea that the other can complete you. We do this with also money as well, but these are the two biggest ones. So so all of this combined together is like a nuclear bomb, and when you break up, it's like this is why often people don't break up, because you're kind of breaking up with your family, your whole childhood. It's so incredibly painful for people. Sometimes it can be a relief as well. You're like, go, run. Especially if you've been suppressed a lot. But thank you for your question, Ben. I hope that helps. I so recommend speaking with somebody intimately about this, like not your friends or not someone you know, but like speaking to either a therapist or like a non-dual teacher that can speak about these things with you. Like I do sessions, but I'm very booked up. Yeah, so you might not, by the time you get a session with me, you might be over all these feelings. But just speaking and having someone reflect back your dynamics to you. Normally working through it by yourself or with friends isn't so easy. You know, it's much easier having other people point these things out to you. But also keeping in mind that who is this you? Who are you? Thank you for your question.